and take rest, cause the living God is living in my chest. Every day I wake up feeling blessed, and even if I don't, I see it as a test. Cause I was lost until you found me. Now I know you're all around me. Nothing I could ever do could separate my love from you. You came to set us free. You came to set us free. Thankful you ain't drive me in that pit. Hey, nah. Saw my soul inside that famine, said that's it. Grace now. You never flake in the cold winter. I just came to ball with the gold winners. Fast forward, turn to a road runner. Spirit caught me here, go get it. Shed blood, gave me lemonade on this cold bennett. Pick me up. I was Timmy Turner, always chasing after Vicky. Took me to his fountain, gave me peace and chose to cleanse me up. Now I'm testifying of your greatness. This a different look. Go life been hitting hard, let's take it slow. Take a walk by the river and let you flow. Cause Lord, you are all I ever want. You're all I ever want. Cause I was lost until you found me. Now I know you're all around me. Nothing I could ever do to separate my love from you.
To where I started, always looking behind, thinking those were the glory days, and I don't think that I'll find them, and I'm coming to terms with that. Maybe that's the whole point. You can't live now if you're stuck with your head in the past. This is the sound of my old dreams falling apart. It's not so bad if right now is all we have. 'Cause as long as you're here with me, can let go of these old dreams. This is the sound of my old dreams falling apart.
the fight of my life, hit my knees and I strap on my gloves. Boy, I've been prepping since like I was 7, and thing is I'm already covered in blood. Walking in love, this for the ones who've been stuck in the mud, searching for hope. Trust me, I know what it feel like to drown on my problems, but God came and threw me the rope. Can't wait to look in his eyes. All of my life I've been battling lies. I found the truth and took off my disguise.
What's going on, community?
What's up, community? Yo!
How you guys doing tonight? Good? Cody, how are you doing tonight?
I'm great.
Why are you great?
Because I'm ready to smack some people in dodgeball after service.
Whoa, that is violence, bro. We do not condone
As soft as possible, I'm telling you.
As soft as possible? There's no way. So, hold on. Just like Cody said, there is dodgeball tonight. Are you guys ready for that?
Better be.
Dodgeball is a staple. I absolutely love dodgeball. Dodgeball is where the leaders get to take their frustrations out on students.
You're hilarious.
And then students, you guys get to take your frustrations out on the leaders. Is there a student in here that would be willing to say one leader they want to hit in dodgeball? You were ready with that one. Okay, Natalie, what do you got?
Like to hit Sam.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of students that would like to hit Ham.
That's a ham.
Dang, we just start calling you Ham.
This is the game where I target the leaders.
You target.
None of the leaders are safe.
Bro, Cody, I have a genuine question for you.
Yeah.
Someone said I look like I think you said it, that I'm dressed like a bum today.
No, that was not me, but you do look like a bum.
No, it was Ben. Ben said I looked homeless today.
Where is Ben?
Homeless? Yes. Nice. That was what I was going for.
He's in AV, isn't he?
No one would bug me. You know what I mean? Huh? Skate 3 character? I can't skate, but I'll take it. I will take it. Cody, we have a game today, don't we?
We do.
What's the game?
It is the tortilla slap with the leaders.
The tortilla slap with the leaders. So today, guys, we have some leaders that are willing to sacrifice themselves and their comfortability for you guys to be able to record them, put them on Instagram, and then tag them. So, for those leaders that volunteered themselves, can the leaders come up to the front and make their way up on stage real quick?
Yeah.
There we go. Come on up, come on up, come on up. So, Cody, the one thing you failed to mention is the twist to be a part of this game.
Oh, yeah.
What's the twist?
Wait, what is the twist?
Oh my gosh, it's what's spewing over the table right now.
Oh, you have to have Sprite in your mouth. It's been sitting in the sun.
Instead of normal water, your leaders are gonna have Sprite in their mouth, and they are going to rock, paper, scissors for who gets to hit each other. So, Cody, let's demonstrate.
All right.
You act like you have a cup of Sprite in your mouth. But what if I just smacked you? That would have been insane. But we both have a cup of Sprite in our mouth. We are going to rock, paper, scissors. All right, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoe. Rock, paper, scissors, shoe. So I would have lost. Cody would have had the opportunity to now slap me in the face. Don't. He would have had the opportunity to slap me in the face. First person to spit out their Sprite loses the game. Easy enough? But wait, there's more.
There is more.
The more is this. If they've slapped each other twice and there is no Sprite coming out of the mouth, we went to the convenience store and picked up some Alka-Seltzer. Now, if you don't know what Alka-Seltzer does, it makes your tummy not hurt no more. Have you ever had to take Alka-Seltzer?
No.
It makes my tummy not hurt no more. But it also makes any water or any liquid just fizz up like crazy. So Sprite with an Alka-Seltzer, it's not going to be pretty. Make sure your phones are charged because this is going to be
Did you say pricky?
I said pretty.
Oh, okay.
What did you think I said?
Pricky.
Bricky?
Yeah.
We're just making new language up over here, dude. All right. Can we get the first contestants to come up here? Oh, Benny, you're right here. You're gonna go. Johnny, are you going first? Okay. So we have Benny, we have Johnny. You guys will stand right here in front of this trash can just in case. Can you guys get a red Solo cup of Sprite really quick and put it in your mouth? Cody, you might want to watch out. You don't want to get spit
the tortillas smell bad.
Here, we can go down here, Cody, because they got it up there.
Oh my gosh, that's strong. That's a strong
All
tortilla.
right, you guys ready? So you guys are going to rock, paper, scissors. The way it goes is rock, paper, scissors, shoot. On shoot, Benny's about to lose right now.
Benny, don't lose right now.
Okay. Here we go. Ready? On shoot, you use either paper, rock, or scissors. Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, hold on. Okay, ready? Slow down. Rock, papers, scissors, shoot. Oh, Benny. Oh, Benny.
Man. Oh!
What?
That was crazy.
That was a neck shot. That was even.
It's all the way over here.
Are you okay? Can you breathe? I can't breathe.
There's tortilla over here.
Ah, Benny lost. You won. You can spit it out or swallow it, whatever you want.
What the heck?
Can you guys give it up for
heck?
Johnny, guys? Oh my gosh. They knocked over the glow sticks.
It was Benny.
Who do we have? Oh, Robert. Oh, Robert.
Robert's losing.
Okay. We have Aubrey and Robert. If you don't know, first off, you don't know, my name's Charlie. I'm one of your guys' leaders. But Aubrey's my wife. So, Robert,
That's crazy.
Just be ready, bro. Just be ready, bro.
Wait, you guys are married?
Yeah.
Oh.
Robert's about to lose right now, bro.
I tried to get robbed.
All right, here we go.
Robert, don't lose.
You want to count them down, Cody?
All right.
Remember, on shoot.
Rock.
No. He'll count it out. Let the man lead the
You
game.
relax, okay? We're going on shoot.
Yeah, on shoot.
All right. One. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Ooh. Come on, Aubrey. No,
Don't
put him
lose,
back
Rob.
on. Put him back on.
No, she can go. No,
I'm gonna
she
sit
can
right
go whichever
here
side
because
she
I wanna
wants.
Watch this go down. Here we go. Oh.
Watch your face, Rob.
Yeah, the other side. Oh my gosh! Bro, you didn't even hit him in the cheek. You hit him in the temple. You were trying to kill him.
Oh man.
That was a temple shot. All right, here we go on my count.
Good job, Rob.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock. Oh, you guys got it. Whatever. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Woo!
Oh man. Come on, Rob.
Oh my gosh, you keep hitting him in the head. It's a cheek, not the face. Bro, can you feel your face right now? Bro, Robert's crying. You made Robert cry.
I love watching this
All
game.
right, hey, Cody.
Yeah.
Since that was 2 and Robert did not spit up his Sprite, leaders, can we get the Alka-Seltzers out?
Oh.
You can swallow your Sprite. Yes, we are going to reload for this round. I'm surprised. Who's surprised Robert did not spit up anything yet? All I'm saying is this: is Robert took a few hits, and it's like, bro.
He's been slapped
He looks
before.
like he's crying, like legit. Like, oh my gosh. All right, Cody, who do you think's gonna win?
Aubrey.
Aubrey? Really, I'm gonna go with whoever wins this next round because that Alka-Seltzer is a game changer. Is a game changer. Okay. Okay.
Go.
All right, here we go. Ready on my count. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, Aubrey. She just like volunteered herself as tribute. She was like, oh, the free slap?
The free slap.
Robert's a gentleman. Robert's a gentleman.
That's a man.
That is a man. You still hit a woman, but I guess you're still a man. We have 2 left, 2 leaders left.
Sophia's winning.
All right, here we go. Get some Sprite in your mouth. This This is so funny. Like, it's so stupid, but so funny at the same time.
It's great because I'm not playing.
Yes. All right. Lead him in, Cody.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
1. Oh my gosh.
Got her in the neck.
So far, what we've learned this entire game, Cody, is the leaders need practice.
Definitely,
on aiming,
definitely.
Because their aiming is horrible.
I don't think they're ready for dodgeball.
Yeah, Johnny's was good, but outside of that, it was really bad. Okay, go for it, Cody.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's a souvenir! Sign that after service!
Splash zone.
All right, Cody, you know what that means. That's 2 slaps. The Alka-Seltzer is coming into play. Aw, that's so nice. I have a feeling one of your parents are gonna call Robert tomorrow and be like,
No leaders were
guys
harmed.
hitting girls on stage. This is unacceptable.
No leaders were harmed. They all volunteered.
They did. They volunteered to distribute. I mean, it's different.
Except for
Sam
Aubrey.
is up here right now apologizing, and it is the funniest thing. All right, pop the Alka-Seltzer, get the Sprite. Last round. Here we go. There it is. Yeah. Do we have
Cheater.
another Alka-Seltzer?
Cheater.
Oh, nope, never mind. Sophia's like, you know what? I'm going to win anyways. I don't care if it's how many houses.
She's that good.
Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh! Oh!
Got him!
All right.
Sophia's the winner!
That like went nowhere. All I know is this, Cody.
Yep.
Out of everybody's slap, Sophia's was probably the cleanest slap I saw all night.
Definitely.
Like, bro, these are good tortillas too. Are you guys more of a flour tortilla or like a corn tortilla?
Corn.
Anybody say corn?
Corn.
No, yeah, corn's foul. Like it has its purpose.
They're both good.
Yeah. They're both good. It has its purpose, but at the same time, flour's way better. Hey guys, right now though, we hope you enjoyed that game. Hope you guys got some good videos. Johnny's over here sipping on some Sprite right now. But right now, what we're gonna go into is a family time question. Do you know the family time question?
I do.
What is it?
What is your guys' favorite cereal?
Ooh, what is
Just
your
yell
favorite
it,
cereal?
just yell
Shout
it.
it out. Fruity
Pebbles?
You.
She does.
What?
Christian doesn't know.
That is
Champions
the
at Frosted
grandma
Flakes?
thing I've like ever heard in my life.
Captain
Frosted
Crunch,
Flakes,
okay.
That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty
I'm not
good
a big
one.
fan of Captain Crunch.
What's yours?
Oh, mine is Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles?
Definitely.
Cocoa Pebbles?
No.
Okay, hold on. Who said that? Bro, you are one of the smartest kids in this room because of the cereal you have chosen. There is only one correct answer when it comes to this question. What? No. It is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Hands
Hands down.
That's good.
Hands down.
Come on, that's good.
There's no other answer.
That's good. And Fruity Pebbles is better, but like
Fruity Pebbles-
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is second though.
Don't get me wrong. I like Fruity Pebbles, but Cinnamon Toast Crunch, hands down, the best answer. Hey, though, right now, what are we getting into, Cody?
We are getting into worship.
Worship.
Yeah.
Stand to your feet, y'all. Come up to the front.
Let's go.
Band, take it away. My voice just cracked. Oh, my
Nice.
goodness.
Who's ready for worship? Come on up, come on up. Hands up.
Life is improving with you. I made my decision. You lift me up from my eyes with wonder. From every open window, this freedom completed. With you, the moment is wasted. See the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white. There's a color all around, living with you. This life you created, I choose. And see the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white, turns the color all around. All is new in the Savior I have found. And this is living now. And this is living now. Take me higher than I've been before. It's your perfect love that sees me soar. Not your freedom is an open door. You are everything I want and more.
Never really living if it love, if it was, I'm a living it. Do I live in it? So astounded. Love is an ocean, you can drown in it. Sweet embrace and love the taste to see the undergrace, the place to be. Means I'll never be the umbrella. I'm cool in the cold in the hot weather, whether I never ever understand. I'm a man in the hands of great plan to stand in faith in a life I never know to trust. It's outside my clutch, but I'm like, what's the dream of? What's the hope in? What's to die for? Live to no end. This is living. Life I was given as a gift, but I'm a living to death. So what's the dream of? What's the hope in? What's to die for? Live to no end. This is living. Life I was given as a gift, but I'm a living to death. Yo!
This is living now. Take me higher than I've been before. And it's your perfect love that sees me soar. God, your freedom is an open door. You are everything I want and more.
Hey, thank you guys for worshiping with us. Stay up here. We're not done yet. I'm sorry for spitting over you guys in the front. I definitely did. There's no doubt about it. But oh man, I am out of breath. Holy crap. Who's out of breath? Admit it. Thank you. You make me feel better about myself. But if you're new here, welcome. We're so happy you're with us. But we worship God in a couple different ways. And one of the ways is what you saw just now, but we want to move into a slower time of worship. And this is a great time to just listen to the words, allow the words to speak to you. And it's a great time to just think about who God is, worship Him for who He is. So join us as we sing this song together.
Where creation suddenly articulates with 1,000 tongues to lift one cry. Then from north to south and east to west, we hear Christ be magnified. Echoing His imminence, His name would burst from sea and sky, from the rivers to the mountain tops. We'd hear Christ be magnified. Oh, Christ be magnified. Let His praise arise. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, Christ be magnified from the altar of my life. Christ be magnified in me. inmost melody in every human heart, its native cry. Oh, then in one enraptured hymn of praise, we'll sing Christ be magnified. Oh, Christ be magnified. Let his praise arise. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, Christ be magnified from the altar of my life. Christ be magnified in me.
Sing I Won't Bow to Idols.
And I won't bow to idols. I'll stand strong and worship you. And if it puts me through the fire, I'll be joyous 'cause you're there too. I won't be formed by feelings. I hold fast to what is true. 'Cause if the cross brings transformation, I'll be crucified with you. 'Cause death is just a doorway into resurrection life. And if I join you in your suffering, then I'll join you when you rise. And you return in glory, though the angels and the saints. My heart will still be singing, my song will be the same. Oh, Christ be magnified. Let his praise arise. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, Christ be magnified from the altar of my life. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, Christ be magnified from the altar of my life. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, Christ be magnified from the altar of my life. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, Christ be magnified. Let his praise arise. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, Christ be magnified from the altar of my life. Christ be magnified in me.
Hey, thank you guys for worshiping with us. Please turn your attention towards the screens and head back to your seats.
You ain't got no will, you ain't got no bottle. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. You ain't got no cash, you ain't got no dollar. They stay with that drama, let's just be real. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. Yeah, let's just be honest, let's just be real.
What's up, community youth? Sorry, I was able to do that because I had water. Hey, guess what? We have cereal after service. Of course there's milk, bro. Come on, come on. There's yeah, you can put water in there if you're a weirdo. I'm cool with it. I have no problem with it at all, okay? We got Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Wow, so good. Okay, then we have Reese's Puff, peanut butter chocolate flavor, right? And then we got Life cereal. I'm just kidding. That's awful. There's no way. We would never do Life cereal. I'm sorry. If you like Life cereal, hey, Frankie, I heard you like Special K, right? Is that it? Hey, listen, you do you, okay? When it comes to cereal, that is. However, I'll say this. There ain't no way I'll be caught eating Special K. I'm sorry. If I'm gonna eat cereal, I'm gonna eat some sugary cereal, okay? Hey, listen, it's okay to be healthy, Frankie. Don't listen to them, all right? All right, moving on, all right, because someone's gonna keep clowning on someone for eating Special K, and it's not gonna be me. All right, so with all that being said, hey, guys, yes. Hi. Of course. Did I forget to mention that? We have almond milk in there. We got 2 gallons worth of almond milk, okay? Hey, listen, if you're a little lactose and you don't want to blow up the bathroom later, that's right, I said it, okay? Reagan, if you know, whoa! Anyways, so with all that being said, if you don't want to blow up the bathroom, hey, listen, you are more than fine to get our almond milk special. You're good. Hey, we thought about you too. We didn't want you to experience that torture either. Hey, we got 2%. We don't have whole. I'm sorry. Whole milk was way too expensive. But with all that being said, hey, I got. Whoa, what the heck was I saying? I don't even know. Hey guys, my name is Robert. It's nice to see you guys all here today. Yes, you can call me Wobbert if you want. I say my name with an R. Everyone thinks I say it with a W, so that's why they call me Wob. But my name is Robert. I get to be the youth director here at New Beginnings Community Church, aka Community Youth. Hey guys, just so you know, if you didn't get a chance last week to be here and now you're here this week, check out our stickers. They're $1. They're fresh. We got the smiley faces everywhere. And who knows, maybe one day we will give away a special edition of merch with that smiley face. We'll see. We will see. But hey, today, guys, we are concluding our series, Be Real. I'm so stoked because it's been a fun series for sure. We've had the experience and the opportunity to be real with one another. And we've gone through giving, how difficult that could be. And we're honest and real about that. We talked about fasting. We talked about prayer. And hey guys, today we get to conclude our series with what is it that we treasure, okay? And speaking of which, the thing that I treasure, I actually forgot. And so if I can get Raina, can you go and do me a favor? I have a special thing on my desk that I'm supposed to be bringing up here that I forgot. Can you grab that for me? Yeah, I do too. But this thing in particular, hey man, this thing I treasure. I'll tell you right now. I'm not making excuses, but this thing right here, I treasure. It's great. And you guys will learn more about that later. It's not that I don't love my wife. Don't think that. I absolutely love my wife. But moving on, okay, so with all that being said, we get to talk about things that we treasure, okay? And I'm excited because I don't know about you, but treasure is pretty dope. Just the word itself. Think about it. Treasure. Maybe you thought about pirates. Maybe you thought about something else. I don't know what you thought of. The first thing you thought about treasure. Can anyone share maybe one thing they think of? A chest. Thank you. So a chest, what do you think about? Walk the plank, a pirate. Okay. Netherite. Oh, my boy. That's some real treasure right there, okay? But with all that being said, hey guys, listen, I'm going to pray because I want to talk about really what it is that we treasure. And so before I do that, I need us to pray. So if we can all bow our heads, let's close our eyes and let's pray. God, I'm just so thankful for today and all that you are doing here in Community Youth. God, we're excited that we get to throw glow sticks around. But God, I pray that right now we put away all distractions. God, we get off our phones. God, we just focus on you tonight because ultimately that is why we are here. That's the reason why we exist. God, is to be in partnership with you. So God, we're excited for what you're going to share. God, I pray you speak through me and lead the rest of the worship and the rest of the night. And in Jesus' name we pray and we all say, Amen. Question. What is something that you can't live without? I want to hear it. That's something you treasure. What is something you can't live without? Junior. What? Chapstick. Hey, I know I need some. Raina, go for it. Tapatio. Come on, that's good. Yes, sir. Ping. He brought the paddle too. Yes. Water. Family. What? Base. Chick-fil-A. 2 more. Food? All right. Your cat. Okay, one more. There you go. Nice. All right, cool. So we got all these different things we can't live without. My man's over here said chapstick. Let me tell you right now, Dollar Tree just opened up. They're all $1 over there. It's crazy. Got a ton. Hey, birds? That's what I'm talking about, dude. Birds, bees. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So let me share a little bit about something that I know last week we talked about food. If you were here, you know I talked about food. Man, I treasure food. I really do. But there is something more that I treasure. Can you guys throw that up on the screen for me? There's a picture. There it is. Oh, wait, you got to go on, throw it on the side screens for me too if you can. Throw it on the side screens if you can. So let me give you a little bit of backstory on this vehicle here. That was my first ever car. It's a truck. But that was my first ever truck, and if you could tell, it is parked at Norco High School, because that is where I went to school at. Right next to it is my buddy's Toyota Celica, and then after that was my buddy's Jeep. And so we used to park together all the time. We were great friends. But that truck right there, and specifically, why was this thing my treasure? One, it was a car. I can go from point A to point B, right? Not only that, bro, look at this thing. It had, you guys may not know anything about cars, and that is A-okay. But this thing had 275s in the back. That means that the tires were super wide because it had a lot of power, okay? This thing was supercharged, had about 400 horsepower. In 2016, we didn't have Hellcats, okay? So leave me alone. That was the greatest thing you can get to a Hellcat, all right? And so we had that. That thing was dope. And not to mention, it had the purple flames on it. It was so sick. I thought I was the coolest person ever. I don't have the follow-up post, but if you have any questions about my follow-up post where I got in trouble, feel free to talk to me after service and ask me about my story. But this was my treasure. You guys could take it off the screens, but that was my treasure. And now it wasn't just something I enjoyed. It was literally my treasure. And this is where something kind of becomes almost a bit of a problem, right? And I don't think, Junior, you think this about chapstick. I don't think you think this at all. But let me explain to you what I thought about this truck. If you didn't know, I grew up with my dad, and my dad had that truck all the way since I can remember. He bought it brand new in 97, and so it was a 1997 Chevy Silverado. He did all the things to it, and as I was growing up, I got to watch him do all these different things to this truck. And this was the truck I used to get picked up from school in. This was the truck that he kind of had a little bit of road rage and did a burnout once. You know what I mean? Like, these are all the memories that I have tied to this thing, and I thought, man, that thing is so cool. Wow, and it was loud. It was sick. I loved it. It got me into cars, and I really treasured this thing. Matter of fact, some of my friends did too. Sam is actually some person that actually went to high school with me and would drive around with me in that said truck. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say. But with all that, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, but the problem is that I treasured it a little too much. You see, there was a point in my life where I used this truck as a way for me to get away from my family. Me and my dad used to go through rough patches, just I'm sure as everybody in this room. They have an experience with their family where they kind of go through some rough times. They don't necessarily see eye to eye. That was kind of what happened with me and my dad. And at times what would happen is that I would get upset, so I would say, you know what, I'm going to go. On this particular day, though, my aunt had given me a call, and I want to clear something up. My aunt's not an evil woman; she's just different, okay? And so I know I've talked about her quite a bit, but she's just different. But with all that being said, hey, so she calls me one day, and she just is kind of going on this little banter, as she typically does, and she's telling me all these different things that's going on, and she's kind of complaining about a lot of things, and I'm just sitting there like, man, I don't know what to tell you. And so I thought, because my aunt was mad, you know, that's my dad's sister, I assumed they were talking, right? And so I was like, well, I don't want to be home when my dad gets home, because if my aunt's mad, my dad must be mad. Does that make sense? Like, I think that's a logical understanding of maybe what's possibly going on, right? I don't even want to call my dad to find out. I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to leave and go hang out with my friends. So me and my friends end up going to our buddy Justin's house. And when we get to our buddy Justin's house, I didn't have the best group of friends around me, actually. They all decided that night they wanted to go ahead and drink, and they wanted to get drunk. And see, at the time, I had never drinking alcohol before, so I said, no, thank you, I'm not going to do that. And I also want to go home to not make anything worse, okay? And so what had happened is that all my friends are drunk out of their mind, and I tell myself I'm literally not enjoying myself because I'm just sitting here listening to people talk about how they want to throw up. And so I'm going to go now, and it is about, 8 o'clock or so. I didn't stay long. And my dad calls me, he's like, hey, where are you? And I'm like, oh, I was just hanging out at a buddy's house, what's up? And he's like, well, why aren't you home? And I was like, well, my aunt called me, and I just thought she was mad, and it seemed like she was mad. She was mad. I thought you were going to be mad. Mad about what? And I was like, oh, gosh, I messed up. Okay, well, hey, if that's the case, you're not mad, I'm going to go home. And he's like, well, yeah, dude, I got food and everything. I even got McDonald's. And I was like, man, he really wasn't mad, you know? So I was like, okay, I need to leave. And so I left my friend's house. I get in the truck, and I turn the signal on. I look behind me. There's no car there, and there's a bit of a hill. And so I turn the wheel, and all of a sudden, boom! I get smacked. I literally get T-boned by a drunk driver. Like, literally insane. This street is not a busy street. I literally couldn't believe it. And my friends all come out, they run out, and they're like asking me if I'm okay. The glass was like broken, and like I couldn't even get out of the car. Like I had to climb out of the window. It was a crazy experience. I was terrified. I honestly thought I was more hurt than I was. I was bleeding a little bit. And so what had happened next wasn't exactly the most fun part either. You see, my friends were obviously drunk, and they were drinking at the age of 16 years old. And this is just a little life lesson for you. Maybe you think that drinking's no big deal, but let me share a little bit about underage drinking. What happens is that, one, you know it's wrong, and so when you get into a situation where you realize you might get caught, you end up hurting the people around you. Because the people that were supposedly my friends at the time talked to the guy who was also drunk and say, hey man, he's sorry, don't worry about it, you're good, go ahead and leave. So the guy left. And it was a hit and run, and as he was leaving, I tried taking a picture of his license plate. And to this day, I have no idea who it was. So what had happened was I now got stuck with a bill and a broken door without being able to even have a window to drive in the rain. And I literally was broken. I was shattered because this was the car that I was so excited to have. This was I hate to say this, but this was my baby, right? So stupid at the time. What an idiot, right? But this is what I treasured. Like, in all honesty, this is what I thought was my world. So here's what I want you to know. Today, I do not have that truck. Shocker, I'm sure. Why? Because more than likely, everyone knows that as time goes on, you get rid of a car and you get something else, right? By the age of 17, I decided, you know what? I'm sick of driving this thing around. It's not the same anymore. I need to get rid of it. I'm spending way too much money on gas. So I'm going to get myself a nice Honda Civic. But instead, it's going to be an Acura. So it's basically the same thing. So that's what I ended up getting myself instead. So I don't have that truck anymore. But not only that, I don't see cars the same way. Because around the same time is when I realized that I can't treasure these things that I just love so much in life. I just can't. Here's the thing. That truck was never going to last forever. We know that all cars are going to die one day. They're going to stop running. So there's no point in thinking to ourselves that that can be my treasure. Some of us, and most of us, really grow up in this culture of, I'll be successful once I get the car, once I get the girl, once I get the house, then I'll be successful. Once I get married, once I get a husband, like that's what we think to ourselves. Like that's what makes us successful. But it's really not. This is what we view success as nowadays. But what I want to tell you is I think success can be defined differently. I want to challenge the idea and say, what really makes us successful? Because in Matthew chapter 6, we get to see Jesus actually talk about treasure. And I think truly for all of us, it is a lesson on what we can really treasure. Matthew chapter 6, verse 19 reads, "Don't store up treasures here on earth, where moths eat them and rust destroys them, where thieves break in and steal. Store your treasures in heaven, where moths and rust cannot destroy, and thieves do not break in and steal. Wherever your treasure is, there the desires of your heart will also be." So what does this mean? What I really think it's saying is the successful life that we are kind of taught about, that we are kind of brought up to chase, none of those things mean anything here on earth. Here on earth, none of those things even mean anything now. And they don't mean anything in heaven. Why? Because those things here on earth will rust away. They're going to rot. They're going to be destroyed. They can be stolen. They're not something that's going to last forever. But you ever thought about this? Maybe you guys have heard this example before. Maybe you haven't. But have you ever thought about someone when they pass away? There's a special car that carries them. It's called a hearse. And it holds their casket typically. But you never see a U-Haul following a hearse, right? You guys know what a U-Haul is, right? A thing that you use to move all your belongings from house to house when you move, right? You don't see a truck full of belongings following a hearse to be buried with that person. Why? Because it doesn't mean anything anymore. So for all of us, I think there's a big motive for everything that we do. And I don't think it needs to be here on earth. I think we need to start focusing on things that are in heaven. And that's exactly what Jesus tells us. Store up the treasures in heaven where moth and rust cannot destroy. So how do we do that? So I want to explain something. If we're going to focus on acquiring all these things in our life, then that kind of just shows that we're kind of greedy. If it's all about all the things I can acquire on my own for myself, it's kind of just being greedy. Because I'm not saying having money or having stuff is wrong. Let me give you an example. When someone is a millionaire and they go to different schools and give out scholarships year after year, are they greedy? More than likely not. Okay? Because I actually think that being generous produces more joy within us than just having a lot more money. There's actually a study that was done in 1992. I wasn't even born yet, so don't be like, wow, you're old. Okay, so stop it, all right? But in 1992, there was a study that was done, and essentially they asked two different groups of people who made a certain amount of money what they wanted more. They asked this one group of people who made $25,000 a year or less. They asked them, what would you like to make to start feeling like you made the American dream happen in your life? The people who made $25,000 a year said they wish they made $54,000 a year. Now the second group of people is this group of people who made $100,000 a year. And they asked them, hey, what would make you have the American dream or a successful life? What would make that happen for you? How much money would it take? And those people said, I think about $194,000 a year and I'd be pretty successful. Guys, it's not about the amount. It's about what you value. Because no amount of money can ever be brought with you again when you die. So what happens? What happens when we die then? What happens? What do we receive? There's no greater value in this life, nothing greater to chase than to live a life for Jesus Christ. Living a life that was received the gift of life in general through faith and commitment of who Jesus is. One thing that's great about Jesus is he doesn't care about how rich you are here on earth. He doesn't care about how poor you are. He asks the same for everybody. He asks for all of you. And I'm not saying all of you, even though that is also true, but I'm saying like all of you. Every individual person here, Jesus is asking for all of you. He wants all of it. He doesn't want just a piece of you. He wants all of who you are. And he wants a commitment, relationship to him. Bless you. Do you guys want to know what really makes a successful life? You guys want to know? Because it's not the cars, it's not the wealth, it's not the amount of people you knew, and it's not the amount of people who even liked you. What makes a successful life is a life that was lived doing what you were designed to do. Wouldn't you agree? Doing what you were designed to do produces a successful life. That is what makes success for every single thing on this planet, really. Let me give you an example. Maybe it's a car that doesn't run. Guess what? It's not fulfilling its purpose. How great of a life is it living? It's kind of just there, right? It's not really doing much. It's not living a successful life. It's a car that doesn't do its job. It's got four wheels and doesn't move. It's not living a successful life. Let me give you another example. This is what I treasured when I was a kid. Wow. Still never beat the game. I'm pissed, okay? So this is Super Mario Sunshine, but not just any video game. It was for the GameCube. So recently when I got married, I dug through my stuff and I was like, oh, I got my GameCube. I can take it with me and I'm excited. I'm stoked. And so what I did was I packed up all my GameCube games. I took it to the house, and I realized something. I can't find my GameCube. Let me give you an example. How good of a game is this without the GameCube? It has no value now because it's a waste of space, essentially. It has no value because it's not doing what it was designed to do. This was designed to be played, right? This was designed to be played, right? This was designed to be played, right? It's not doing what it was designed to do. I have a question for you. How much more valuable do you think God thinks you are? You're not some GameCube game. You're not a car. You're more valuable than that. Let me explain. Because towards the end of the chapter, in Matthew chapter 6, verse 25, it reads this. That is why I tell you not to worry about everyday life, whether you have enough food and drink or enough clothes to wear. Isn't life more than food and your body more than clothing? Look at the birds. They don't plant or harvest or store food in barns, for your heavenly Father feeds them. Aren't you far more valuable to him than they are? What is this saying? It's saying that you're way more valuable than birds. Birds are crazy creatures, okay? But they're a lot more valuable than a GameCube. You're a lot more valuable than just any kind of material thing you could ever buy. You're a lot more valuable than what people have told you, saying that you're worthless, that you're meaningless. And God doesn't just tell you that you're valuable. He's not just someone that wants to encourage you and say, oh man, you just mean so much to me. He shows you. He shows you. He doesn't just tell you he loves you. He doesn't just tell you about the value that you have, but he shows you instead. Jesus himself, God, comes down to earth to become flesh, to take on flesh upon himself, to then go to a cross, to suffer and die, to help you live out the reason why you were designed to be in relationship with him. That is the purpose. Every single one of us have a purpose in this room, and the purpose is for us to live a life fully devoted, committed, in a relationship with Jesus Christ. That's the purpose we find, and that's what it's all about. There's no greater successful life than a life that's filled or a life that's fulfilled doing what you were designed to do. You were designed to be in relationship with God. From the very beginning, he didn't have to make human beings, but instead he chose to. And then not only did he make human beings, but when they decided to sin against him and rebel against him, he decided to then extend grace by clothing them because they realized, holy cow, I'm naked. And so he clothed them, again, another sign of grace. Okay, not only that, but he then continued to teach his people to follow him and devote their lives because all he wanted was a committed relationship. Some of us know what that's like. Some of us want us to have this committed relationship so desperately. We want a relationship that's never going to end. We hope that it just lasts forever. Can I tell you, even the people that you date, even the people that you have crushes on, that can't be your treasure. Like your only treasure. It can't be. It cannot be your treasure here on earth. Why? Because Jesus is the one who says to seek the kingdom and everything else will be added to you. Because let me tell you something, one day that person or those people that you're seeking approval for, they're not going to be there. Not only that, the possessions that you strive to get, the people that you watch that tell you all you got to do is make a bunch of money. Why don't you just invest in stocks at 18 years old and just become a new millionaire because you can? It's like none of that is really important. None of that is going to get you anything. Do you think you're really going to be happy when you have no one else around you? Like there's nothing enjoyable about that. What's enjoyable in life is not always about money. And that sometimes is hard. That sometimes is hard for us because maybe we're struggling. Maybe our families are having a hard time and we're tight on money and we don't know what it's like to even have excess. Maybe we live paycheck to paycheck and we see our parents struggling and we ask God time and time again, please just provide more. And he's not. Guys, I can assure you this. You can find your joy ultimately only in a relationship with Jesus. And after that, you will seek contentment everywhere else. For every single one of us in here, I need us to understand one thing and one thing only as we close. We cannot think to ourselves that anything is greater than Jesus. If we're going to live our lives as Christians, if we're going to choose and we're going to claim to be Christians, what we need to realize, what we need to understand, what we need to pursue is that there's nothing else to want but Jesus. There's nothing else to want. There's no greater desire. There's no greater need. There's no greater purpose to live throughout our lives than to surrender our lives and give it to Jesus and let him tell us how to live. Well, Rob, that's kind of controlling. No, it's not. It's someone telling you how he designed you. It's someone telling you how he designed humanity to be. It's not controlling. Because he gives you a choice, doesn't he? There's no control here. Now, if you don't want to do it, he's not going to force you to do it, but you're going to be missing out because our life was designed this way. Our life was designed to be in relationship with him. What I want us to do is I want us to really think about that. I want us to think about it, but I don't want to take too much of your time because ultimately we can hear this all day long and we don't care, and that's okay. Or we can hear this and we can say, yeah, I want to do something about it. If you want to do something about it, then truly do something about it this time. Maybe you've come forward before and you've heard me say, hey, if you want to be a Christian, you want to be a follower of Jesus, come up to the front and worship God with all you have. And maybe you've done that before and you feel like there's no difference, or maybe you've never done it and you're kind of nervous. Let me tell you something, there's no greater decision than to follow Jesus. Because then you start living a successful life. Can we come to our feet real quick? Because we're going to get into worship again, but I want to pray before we do. So if we can bow our heads, that we can close our eyes and let's pray. God, we are just so thankful for all that you are. We're thankful for your word. We're thankful for the fact that you've given us life with a purpose and you've designed us to have a life that was lived ultimately for you. And God, I pray for every single student in this room today. God, I pray that you begin to touch their hearts. God, you begin to give them boldness to step forward. I pray you give them the understanding to know that if they've messed up in the past, God, that you're willing to love them through it and proceed to give them grace again and again. But God, you want them to progress. You don't want them to stay right where they're at. God, you want to see them move. You want to see them do something. So God, I pray that you do exactly that. God, I pray you move in our students' lives tonight. God, I ask that you not only move in our students' lives, but God, you make your presence so known to those that you've been chasing, that you've been showing who you are more and more. I pray that tonight is the night that choose to follow you and never look back. But God, I also pray that they partner with a leader. They partner with somebody to follow and commit their lives to you. God, we love you and we thank you. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. We said, amen. We're going to do what we do, but it's up to you to see if you're actually going to follow through. If you want to be a follower of Jesus today, if that's something you want to do, then I want you to come up to the front. And I don't want you to just make a slow walk. I want you to come up to the front right now. If you want to follow Jesus for the rest of your life, if that's what you want to do, I want you to come up to the front. Because this is a decision that you make between you and God. You can come up to the front. If this is a decision you want to make, this is between you and God. It doesn't matter about the people around you, because if it did, guess what? Then we're just trying to please the other people around us. We're no better than the Pharisees we learned about last week when fasting and trying to hope that they seek the approval of other people. I'm not looking for the approval of other people. We're looking to seek the approval of God himself, and we're trying to chase after what God has designed us to do, and that's to be in relationship with him. Listen, you may come forward and you may feel inadequate, you may feel not good enough. Guess what? That's why Jesus went to the cross. Because we weren't good enough, but instead his life and his death has now claimed us as his own, and now he has become the very person that now we get to embrace. And when God sees us, he sees Jesus. He sees the goodness of God because of what he did. So you don't have to think about your flaws anymore, your faults and your sin that you've been so stuck in. But what I want you to do is to find a leader after this and be encouraged to know that you're not alone. Okay? So I want us to worship God with all that we got. And I'm going to come back up afterwards, all right? So let's worship God one more time.
Hey, before we get into this, we're going to go back into Christ be magnified again. But before, I want you to think about something. I want to think about, what is your treasure? Are you treasuring something on this earth? Are you treasuring something other than things of heaven, other than Christ? Another name for that is an idol. And we're going to go back into this song, and it says, I won't bow to idols. I'll stand strong and worship you. And that's not a light saying. That's a declaration. So for all you who stepped up and truly in your heart stepped up, not just because your friend stepped up and you want to follow Christ, allow this to be a declaration of you to follow Christ, to say, you know what? I'm not going to bow to the things of this world. I'm not going to bow to my desires of money, cars, whatever it is. But instead, I'm going to worship Jesus. Let's get in the song.
Idols, I'll stand strong and worship you. If it puts me through the fire, I'll rejoice 'cause you're there too. I won't be formed by feelings, I hold fast to what is true. If the cross brings transformation, I'll be crucified with you. I won't bow to idols, I'll stand strong and worship you. Let's keep saying it. Put me through the fire, I'll rejoice 'cause you're there too.
Sit fast to what is true.
If the cross brings transformation, I'll be crucified with you. 'Cause the death is just a doorway into resurrection life. If I join you in your suffering, then I'll join you when you rise. If you return in glory with all the angels and the saints, my heart will still be singing, my song will be the same. I won't bow to idols. I won't bow to idols, I'll stand strong and worship you. If it puts me through the fire, I'll rejoice 'cause you're there too. I won't be formed by feelings, I'll hold fast to what is true. 'Cause if the cross brings transformation, I'll be crucified with you. 'Cause death is just a doorway into resurrection life. And if I join you in your suffering, then I'll join you when you rise. And you return in glory with all the angels and the saints. My heart will still be singing, my song will be the same. Oh, Christ be magnified, let his praise arise. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, Christ be magnified from the altar of my life. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, Christ be magnified, let his praise arise. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, Christ be magnified from the altar of my life. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, Christ be magnified, let his praise arise. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, Christ be magnified from the altar of my life. Christ be magnified in me. Let's do that one more time. Oh, Christ be magnified from the altar of my life. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, Christ be magnified from the altar of my life. Christ be magnified in me.
Amen. Hey guys, this is something typically at this point that we tell you that we want you to do. We want you to find a leader. But this week, actually, I was talking and I talked to David, and I was like, I don't want students to just come forward anymore and just leave, because then we never do anything with it. We say we want to follow Jesus. We sing a song about magnifying Christ within our own lives. Christ be magnified within me. Let him be known throughout my life. But then we never follow up. So what I want you to do is this. If you walked forward today and you truly mean that commitment, and that's what you want to do, what I want you to do is I want you to go get your cereal, because I don't want you to skip out on that. But go get your cereal and come back in here. I'm going to be waiting right over here, and I'll be talking to those who came forward, okay? So leaders, if we can, I have a couple of you stay as well, but if you are trying to get your cereal, go get your cereal. It's 8:13. We also have dodgeball off to the right, your guys' left, so feel free to do that as well. But yeah, we love you, and we see you guys next week.
car chase, bouncing off of walls, crashing because I'm always living at a pace that was set for me. Now the cleanup crew and the powers that be are trying to heal the world with anxiety. 4 in the morning, my room starts turning, my eyes are burning with the light. I'm wide awake, but I feel so tired. I've been running for miles, and I'm still so far away. I will pull myself together, but right now I'm just having one of those days. 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 Scream if you gotta be weak, if you wanna the strength that's in the spirit. Nobody can tear it away. Yeah, it's okay to feel this way. You're just having one of those days. Having one of those days. I'm just having one of those days. Just having one of those days. In the morning, my room starts turning, my eyes keep burning with the light. I'm wide awake, but I feel so tired, like I'm running for miles, and I'm still so far away. I will pull myself together, but right now I'm just having one of those days.
Driving it blind. I know you're reckless too, chasing new heights. Yeah. I know you're reckless too. Yeah, just like a firefly in Tokyo. Yeah. They don't see us for the neon glow. I can tell you're different, falling from the stars, from a different planet, drifting in the dark. Put my arms around you, I thought I was alone. What's going on?